Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick comic haul. We're going to go over some of these juicy covers here, these pretty ladies here. Just so you know, there's going to be some mature content in here, so let's be adults. We're going to start off with the lighter fare, and then we'll get into the more risque as we move along. So I've been working on my Tomb Raider run. I have Volume 1. I already have every issue, or at least one version of every issue, but I have an overall goal of collecting every variant in the volume run of Tomb Raider from Top Cow. So here are some that I was missing and I've picked up recently. Here is Tomb Raider number 5. You know, the stories are really good on these. If you like action and adventure, this is a pretty good run of books. I really have enjoyed the covers, of course, look fantastic. There's Lara Croft, looking great. And anytime you can get a dinosaur and a pretty lady on the same cover, I'm gonna buy it. So, so that's definitely a win for me. And I think that's an Andy Park cover. I'll take a look real quick, but yeah, it's Andy Park. So I've got to where I can kind of tell the difference between the different Tomb Raider artists. So Andy Park's one of my favorite. He does a fantastic job on that. Next we have number 9. This is a Michael Turner cover. So as I like to show these comics off. Pretty nice there. Not crazy about her face on this one. Kind of the hair and the ear and stuff is kind of a little bit off for me. But you know, some of Michael Turner's stuff, I feel the same way about Adam Hughes. Some of it is just unbelievable, and then others is just okay, and then some of it's terrible. But for me, you know, I really generally enjoy most of the Michael Turner covers and the Michael Turner art that I've seen. The same goes for Adam Hughes, and then every now and then there'll be one that I care less for. This one is one of those where I like almost all of it, and then I don't care for, like, her ear. It just kind of bothers me on that one. And the gun seems kind of an odd shape, almost Liefeld-esque. Next we have number 14, and this is another variant cover. This one was Diamond exclusive, so pretty cool. Another Andy Park cover. She looks pretty tough there. I like her stance there. I like the shape of her body that he gave her there, where the neck is extended straight from the back. I think the anatomy on this one is pretty spot on. I like a nice long neck. Pretty cool. So I thought that looked real good. Did a good job on that. Very athletic looking. This one is not so much about the art for me, although I do think it's a Turner cover. So here is Tomb Raider number 25. So I already have this book. So I picked up this one because it has this free reader copy courtesy of your store. So this is like a promo version of this same book. I didn't have it. So in general, when I'm picking up these variant copies, I'm trying to mostly stay away from ones that have the same cover art. So there are some that have like foil variants and things of that nature. If there's a foil variant, I'll usually go for it because I do like the foil covers. But if it's just the same art and then has a different reader copy like Starburst on or something like that, I usually stay away from those. But this one was just a couple of bucks, so I couldn't pass it up. So all those rules, all those hard comic rules are meant to be broken, right? Here is a gem for me. I thought that I already had this book, so either I lost it or I never had it. I'm starting to think I didn't have it ever, but this is Tomb Raider 48. This is by Adam Hughes. This completes my Adam Hughes run on Tomb Raider. I thought I already had him completed. I really did. In fact, I even had like fireworks coming up on everything on a prior video. I thought for sure I had this run completed, this set, if you will, of Tomb Raider Adam Hughes covers. But apparently I didn't. I just thought I had this one, but I didn't have this one. So here it is. Now I have it. Tomb Raider number 48. Cue the fireworks. Thank you. Woohoo! So finally completed my Adam Hughes set, even though I thought I had already done. Alright, we're moving into some of the more risque stuff, so I hope you're all buckled in. We'll pull down Lara Croft, as she all of a sudden has been turned into a Mickey Mouse character compared to some of these. Next we have Alien Worlds number 5. Excuse me. So I've been picking up these Alien World books. This is just a fantastic run by PC Comics, Pacific Comics, if you will. Just fantastic Alien Worlds, drawn by one of my favorite artists. And what's funny is that he's one of my favorite artists, not necessarily because of his art, although I do enjoy his art. I met him at a convention. This is drawn by John Bolton, from across the pond. So I met him at a convention, and he was absolutely fantastic. One of the best experiences I've ever had meeting a creator. He was really cool. He was really nice. I was cosplaying that day. If I get real frisky, I'll show a picture of me cosplaying on that day. Took a picture with John Bolton. So maybe I'll show that at the end of the video. You can look for that on the way out. But he was a super cool guy. I think he had his wife with him. She was really nice. They signed a bunch of comics for me, told me a couple of stories, and just super sweet people. And a fantastic artist, of course, and I had him sign a lot of... he did a couple of back covers for Wolverine Volume 2, if you will, the volumized Wolverine run, not the miniseries. And then he also signed some back covers that he did for X-Men Classic, or Classic X-Men. Fantastic art, fantastic work, and some of my favorite signatures. He also has a really cool signature. So anyway, I've shown those off before, but here's a nice John Bolton cover of Alien Worlds. Now these books definitely are for mature readers. As you go through them, there is a fair amount of nudity and such in the books, and the books are pretty awesome anyway. Here's number 6. Don't really care for this cover as much. The monster I like a whole lot, but don't care for the girl there. She's just kind of... I like the sci-fi more and the jungle scenes more. That's a little classier to me. I don't really care for the more trashy looking ones, if you will. I know some guys are into that, or some collectors are into that, but I thought the monster looked pretty tough on there. I like that, and I am trying to complete this run. So in keeping with that, here's Alien Worlds number 7. Nice robot cover. So that's cool. And not really getting too much out of that one as far as any kind of, special needs go. But this one will sure do it. Here's 3-dimensional Alien Worlds number 1. This is the special that came out. And look at that. That's ridiculous. And the 3D on this book definitely works. A lot of the 3D comics, the 3D is a little bit wonky, doesn't really work well, but this book has a lot of good 3D effects in it. As you can see, the little fellas there and the little rocket, even the shape of the rocket is somewhat suggestive, and just an amazing expression that she has on there looking down at those guys. Just really something. And the craters, which I assume are just butt prints. So just an amazing art, and the whole book inside and out. And this book is cheap. You can pick it up for a few bucks, and the art inside and out on this book is amazing. And of course this one came complete with the 3D glasses. I do collect 3D comics. I collect fantasy comics. I collect the sexy ladies comics. So this one really hits on all cylinders for me. So can't miss it. Another PC book. All right. So now, next I'll show off 2 of my comics here. They're Cavewoman comics. These are most certainly mature. We'll go ahead and pull these down real quick. And we will show this one. I have to look at the COA because they're virgin variants. But this one is Cavewoman Mutation number 1. This is limited to 750 copies. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Bud Root doing some amazing work here. It looks like 2011 it is signed, and you can see great dinosaur work. He really draws the crap out of a dinosaur. Just amazing teeth, and really looks alive to me. The skin is so perfect. Speaking of perfect skin, look at that. Now that is nice. I had to put a little bit of the painter's tape on there for you, but that's just for your own protection. Do not get too close to the screen. He does bite. So there you go. That one looks amazing. I mean, really, that's just ridiculous. That looks fantastic. Bud Root does it again. This guy just knows what he's doing. He's a fantastic artist. He really knows how to do monsters and pretty women, and that's two of my favorite things on a cover. And just amazing. Going to be meeting him at Heroes Con this year, and really the main reason why I'm going is to meet him and to try and get something, even just a sketch. If he would just take a napkin and draw something for me, that'd be great. So there's Cavewoman Mutation number 1. The Bud Root variant, 700, limited to 750 copies. Generally, these come out, they're always limited runs. Sometimes I've got a few books that are as low as 350 copies. That's why when people come at me with like modern books that are 1 in 10 variants, I'm like, really? What the heck? A 1 in 10? That's crazy. That's a ton. That's a huge print run. You know, when you're talking about collecting Golden Age books, when you're talking about collecting, you know, independent books like this, really? A 1 in 100 variant is still a crap ton of books. There's literally only 749 other copies of this book. Those mainstream moderns and DC books don't even come close to that. Here's another one, Cavewoman Mutation number 2, another Bud Root special, and this one is also limited to 750 copies. Again, painter's tape applied. Sorry y'all, but that's just the way we're gonna roll it on this one. Very nice. I love the dinosaur attacking in the back. Another sideways comics, which I like. I like when they kind of do that look across. So really cool. A lot of action in these books. Unfortunately, I do think the interiors are done by Devin Massey, who's terrible. I wish Bud Root was still drawing the interiors, but really he's just doing cover art at this point. Every now and then they're kind of a fun, kind of smutty read through, but for the most part I'm just cover collecting on these books. And I absolutely love that kind of painted look that he has to his art style. It really looks so natural to me. Like the dinosaur especially just looks amazing. I love that fleshy tone inside the mouth is so perfect, and the color on it is so perfect. And he does his own pencils, his own inks, and his own color, and they just look great. I like it when you can get everything done by a single artist instead of having a colorist come in or anything like that. So there you go. That's my mature haul, if you will, and a pretty ladies haul. If you've been real good and watched all the way to the end, I'll show up a picture of me cosplaying, taking a picture with John Bolton. So thank you all for joining me in this collection. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I tell you what, my collection makes me happier than any collection I ever have seen. You know, I can get envious of a book. Anybody can be envious of a book. I wish I had that book, somebody else has that book, you know, the whole routine, we've all been through that. But I never get envious of anyone else's collection. When I look at my own collection, it's better than anything I see available. It's better than anything I see shown by anybody else. And that's not me bragging. That's not me saying I have the best collection in the world. That's just me saying I have my collection and I'm proud of my collection. And it looks, and it's taken time for it to look the way that it looks now, and to really represent the books that I appreciate, the art that I like, the stories I like to read, the covers I like to collect, the artists I'm most fond of, the writers I'm most fond of. It really has taken quite a while to get to the point where my collection truly represents my style, and I really do feel right now that it does. So thank you all for joining me in this. I hope you like it too. I love it. So, and that's all I'll say about that. Thank you all, and we'll catch you next time on BUB'S Comics. Thanks. Bye. Hey, read a comic. All right. Bye.